never really move on from my past. Sometimes I just wanna go back, try to make it all undone.
Well, g'day, you're Ilana.
G'day. And you're Sean today?
I hope every day of the week. And
G'day.
together we are the Down Under
Cruisers.
Cruisers. Welcome aboard, folks. Nice to have you here. Yes, we've got a special guest.
We do.
We'll bring him up shortly. But first, I want to go into the chat and just say g'day to people. So first of all, first in the chat with the 575 trillion onboard credit points for P&O Australia, Lorraine from
Lorraine.
Traveling with Special Abilities.
How are you, Lorraine?
Next, we have Tyler. Welcome aboard, Tyler. Nice to have you here,
Tyler.
buddy.
Congratulations
Yes.
on your milestone.
Yes.
Your views. Amazing.
Absolutely. Congrats. Mate, can you send some of them our way? We'd really love to have them as well.
Bronze coming in bronze position. Larry.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely. Bronze position, Larry. Good evening, ducks. Quack. How are we all doing? Yep. Larry is saying g'day to Lorraine. People are saying g'day to people. Oh, thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
Good on you. Good on you.
One good on you. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ford man here.
G'day,
I bet you we don't have 100% of Kenny's attention.
No, multitasking.
He's multitasking again. Yep, again. G'day, Dave. How the hanging, buddy?
Dave.
Nice to have you on board. Oh, geez, this jumped real quick. We've got Nick. G'day, Nick. How you going? I hope you fixed your vehicle. And spaghetti. I bet you we've got young Darian over there in the background as well.
Yummo.
Okay. Just a couple of other people in the chat. Dave is busy having a chat about an actual trip. Awesome. That's what we need. Some reality and happiness.
No, he's waiting to hear about Eric's.
He's definitely waiting to hear about. And no, we're going to be. Yes, absolutely.
I know. Can't wait either.
Can't wait for young Eric.
Actual trip.
Wonder where he is. He must still be down in the icebox. I mean, Iceland. We've got Kenny there. G'day, everyone. I'm here listening and watching in the background while doing my. Yeah, right. Why didn't I expect anything different? And it's Amy there. How are you? Still at work? That's all right. We don't mind if you listen in while we're at work.
It's all right. You're sort of slightly in Australia. You are in the outback.
Absolutely. Yep. And then we've got
hello.
G'day, Matt. How you going?
Hello, Matt and Kimbra.
How you guys going? I hope you're getting ready for your big cruise starting mañana. We're like I said before, we're so jealous.
Oh.
But that's okay because we know you're going to make sure everything's honky-dory for us. People are saying g'day. Matt is just saying that they're just stopping by for a few. Got to try and get some shut-eye soon. Awesome, we understand. You're on your cruise. And
Philip,
let me see.
hello, Philip.
Oh, we got Philip there. G'day, Philip. How you going? Is it Eric Banner?
No,
well,
it's Eric B, but it's not Eric Banner.
Not quite Eric Banner. Close. Yeah. Great actor, but I know that Eric is not that good an actor. Oh, I've got to say this before we do anything else.
Say hello to your mother.
G'day, Mum. How you doing? Everybody's going to say g'day to Mum. We've got Boomer here. How you going, Boomer?
G'day, Boomer.
How's Lance?
Lance.
All right.
Okay. Right. Let's bring on our special guest.
Without further ado, where's the drum roll?
I'm not a drummer.
No, you're not a drummer. All right, there we go. And it's g'day, Eric.
Oh, good day.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome aboard, buddy.
Happy to be here.
Hang on. I've just got to set you up with something. I think you would really like it.
Oh.
It's gonna be really quite nice.
Surprise?
What? Hang on. Let me do it this way. Welcome aboard. Take your cup of coffee with you.
Behind the table. There's your mug.
There's your mug. And
your YouTube mug. Other way. You go. Well, Eric, you are traveling all over the place. Every time we check your channel, you're off somewhere, all over the place. And you've just come back from a very, very, what looks like amazing trip. And we want to hear all about your travels.
Yeah, actually, I actually been back from Iceland for 2 weeks. 2 weeks today, actually. But yeah, it was a great trip. It was a great 8 days. I really enjoyed it. Iceland's really expensive. If I could have stayed a month, I would have. But it's so expensive. Those 8 days were great, though. I loved it. Can't wait to
Okay.
come back.
Just one thing, Eric. Your voice coming across is very scratchy.
Let me see if it's the.
You're muted. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're muted.
No sound.
No sound.
It's muted.
Now, yeah. You've got the mute button on.
Okay, it says unmuted. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, but it's quite.
But it's scratchy.
It's quite
Okay.
sort of robotic.
I may have to get my microphone. Can you put me in the basement for like 1 minute? I'm gonna go grab my microphone.
Sure, we'll
Not a
do
problem.
that. Oh, well, there's the cup waiting. Just for him. Well, just wait with the cup.
We'll get the kettle boiling for
Yeah, okay. So let's
coffee
take
on
the
for
cup
him to
away
fill
so
it
that
up.
he...
Oh.
We'll fill it up for him.
Okay.
And I'll have mine in the meantime. Yes,
So
so...
let's good morning. Oh, good morning. It's not morning. Good
Well, it
evening,
is-
Najuma.
Well, it is good morning for us.
Well, actually, it's not good morning anymore.
You're right. It's not. It's afternoon. Hang on. Dave, we got a couple. There's Najuma. I just got to say that. We got the Gov here. G'day, Gov.
Hey,
How you
Gov.
doing?
Yes.
Dave, tell him to ring me. I can give him some techie advice.
You're the perfect one.
My God. The techie advice that Dave would give you. Eric,
Go outside and sit on the, I don't know, hang from the washing line or something
yeah, that's it.
with a wire coat hanger to get a signal.
Yep. Oh boy, that's funny. Okay, and then we've got Larry saying g'day to the governor. How you going, Gov? Hope you've had a reasonably good week.
Well, in the meantime, we can say that we're getting more and more positive news.
We've got Raphael.
Hi,
Welcome
Ruffy.
aboard,
Hi, Ruffy.
Raphael. Unplug and plug mic on.
There you go.
There you go.
Hopefully
Yep.
Eric can see and hear
Eric
that.
will sort it out. Eric's a techie.
Larry's
Monster.
suggesting that Dave might say use a hairdryer
And troubleshoot.
To troubleshoot.
Yeah. So you were saying before I so
Um,
rudely interrupted.
Yeah, we're getting more and more sort of towards the positive news in terms of our borders reopening
Yes.
and flights, etc. Not cruise, though, at this stage. We
No.
haven't heard anything about cruising, interestingly enough, but certainly flights. So that's a start, at least. Isn't it?
Absolutely. Dave is just saying that he thinks, hang on a second, he thinks that Larry knows him too well. Well, I'd agree with that. Yes, so from the news point of view, we've got Qantas now. Qantas, which is our national airline, is now talking about starting with flights as of the 18th of December.
Two?
Overseas.
Yeah, to
I'm
all
not sure-
countries
I'm
or,
not
or
sure of-
certain sort of bubble-related
No,
places?
they were looking at locations date by date to start.
Okay, so
I think the
what's
first one
happening
was
soon?
New Zealand, I believe.
Okay, because probably New Zealand, maybe Singapore, and
Yep.
a few other places.
Well, look who's arrived. The
Good day,
lady
Nancy.
nurse Nancy. How's the knee, Nancy? I hope
Nancy.
it's all well.
Good to see you.
Very nice to see you.
Oh, look, Eric, let's
All right.
have a look and see if we've.
How you doing, Eric?
If Eric, thumbs up, Eric, if you're ready. If you're good to go.
Well, he's concentrating right now. G'day to Hilda. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. We've got a couple of people saying g'day.
G'day,
Dave
Hilda.
is going. They have to get approval for AZ overseas first. Yes.
Okay.
From what we understand, certain countries have already given the approval for AZ. So it depends on where.
Well, I'm sure by next October, that should all be fine.
Yeah. What have we got?
Nancy's knee is recovering. Good. Glad to hear.
So, Nancy, are you doing the Olympics next week, or is it the Paralympics?
Shall we try and see if
Eric's not right. He's still concentrating. Look,
okay.
there he is.
Oh, he
He's
is
still
down in the
concentrating.
basement there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you remember to sweep out the basement
I
after
haven't
I gave
cleaned
it?
at all. I'm sorry, the basement.
Eric,
Sorry, Eric, the basement is not terribly
we're so
clean
sorry
for you.
about that.
No, I didn't bake a cake.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't bake the cake either.
I don't bake a cake on any day.
That's true. But for Eric?
I'm sorry. Next time. How rude of me with visitors.
How embarrassment.
Oh, so yes. So we're crossing fingers and toes. We're being released slowly from restrictions.
Yeah.
So bit by bit.
Nancy, I would use that statement.
Oh, Nancy, that's a
I'd be very careful when I use that statement.
big call there, Nancy.
Yeah, absolutely. You ready to rock, Eric? Give us the thumbs up. Oh, no, we lost him. Okay, he's going to come back. Okay, so Nancy's really ready up for everything. So, yeah, maybe you should come on a group cruise. Oh, whoops, sorry. Dave is wishing you speedy recovery, and Lorraine sent the rat trap
for your basement.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness actually, we don't really have a basement. We don't have basements here in Australia, really.
Eric, thumbs up.
Not yet.
Still doing something.
Oh.
Okay. You thumbs up, mate? No? He'll be up shortly. Okay. We've got...
Oh, you did it, Nan.
Oh, Nancy. You know me.
You better be careful.
You better be careful what you say.
What you say.
Might take you literally. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. While we're waiting on Eric here, let's just take a little bit of a trip down our cruise line so that people are aware of our group cruise that we've got coming up.
Okay. I'm sure there are still cabins available.
There are cabins available.
Still room if you want to come and join us.
Yep. So let's get this underway. That's the wrong one. Why did I bring that on? Excuse me. Let me do that instead. Sorry. Yes, we're on mute, and there's a funny reason why we're on mute is because I had the mute button on. Isn't that amazing? So now you guys can hear me. Okay. So that's going to be a great trip. Let me just go back up for a minute in the chat, and I won't put that up because the keyboard is being used for something else for a second. Let me see. Larry is saying, Houston, we have a problem. David is saying, Eric is my spirit.
Technology.
Jeez. Okay.
Oh, now we can't hear us.
No, they can hear us because I had us on mute.
Ah.
Lorraine is saying traveling with I cannot wait for the cruise. Neither can we. Kenny's actually concentrating now.
Oh, good.
Can't wait for the group cruise. Larry is telling us that it is
apparently,
and we're not muted.
Okay.
Unmuted me.
Oh, okay. It's still coming up that people are saying we're.
Yeah, because that's still in the back.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Larry is saying 392 days for you. 391 for us. Lorraine, oh my goodness, I bought more clothes to bring. Lorraine, are you covering as excess baggage?
Well done. Gosh.
Yep.
I haven't, well.
Yep. Okay, so 7, we're right. Okay, so
are you people not hearing us?
No, they're hearing us because we have not got anything muted. It's open.
That's all right. I'm just checking because I'm looking at the
if you can hear us, folks, then please.
Well, if they can't hear us, they're not going to know what we're asking.
Yeah. Okay. Eric is going to try one more thing.
Audio is fine now. Thank you. It's delayed. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Eric is going to try one more thing. And Rob is asking a very important question.
Yes.
What is that? Traveling.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Right. Traveling. What is it? Yeah. Okay.
Something that's like prehistory now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something that old-fashioned. That was the old-fashioned days.
BC.
Yes.
We've got BC and PC.
PC.
Post.
Yeah.
Lorraine, we have to figure out a way to bring Rebecca on the cruise too. Need to find a pet sitter. Oh, that's easy. Okay. Larry is saying audio is fine now. Was it delayed? Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody is saying we're okay. All right. Spikers. Now, because of Spikers, we've now got Eric ready. Eric, you're still on mute, mate.
Phew.
But that you'll unmute once we bring you. There we go, buddy.
Take 2. Right.
Hope you can hear me clear.
Mate,
Yes,
party.
Fantastic.
All right. So tell us about Iceland.
No, I want to ask some questions first. Oh, hang on.
Go ahead.
Eric, I wanted to know, first of all, traveling by plane at this time, what was that like for you to get to Heathrow and so on? What was it like traveling during this period of time?
I've actually been on the plane like 5-6 times now since the pandemic. So to me, it's nothing different, but it's the same type of protocols ever since the pandemic. You got to wear your mask all the time on the plane. As far as the international travel is concerned, it was a little interesting because when I got to Heathrow, the first thing you do when you get in line is they want to check to see if you got your vaccination card. So I showed them my vaccination card and showed them, the regular passport and all that information. Then they send you through the line. And I just recently got global entry, so it was expedited, so it was a lot faster coming back into the country. So that worked out really well. And I had to show my my vaccination card to Heathrow, and I had to show it to Iceland as well. So I had to show it a few times. But other than that, I mean, it's just been the same protocol since the pandemic. as
Now-
far as
now
wearing
what-
your mask and all.
You were talking about the vaccination card. Is that the card you got when you actually went in and got your vaccines, or are you using a passport of some sort?
No, I just been using the regular vaccination card. There's a Euro passport, but I didn't worry about it because I didn't go to like a bunch of places in Europe, so I didn't even download it.
Just a thing in the chat here. Dave is giving you some advice on how to fix it. It works for him. Just kick it. Rob is saying that he went from his desk to his bathroom and back. Can I claim miles for that? Well,
Rob's in England, Eric,
yeah.
so is yeah. But you can travel now from England.
They
can't
can.
you? Yeah.
Nancy is saying that we're the same feisty folks. Absolutely. The only way you can get on is be feisty.
Okay. Can I, Eric? Why Iceland? Was that one of your bucket list destinations?
Iceland was actually really, really high. I made a video. It was one of my first videos. It was my top 15 bucket list destinations. And Iceland was number 2. You know what number 1 was on the list? Guess.
Tell us.
Oh,
The land down under.
Yep, it was number 1 on my list. I made that video. It was one of my first videos.
Well, okay, so you've ticked off number 2. So now you have to move up. And so we've just been talking about our borders may well be opening for international travel. I don't know about coming here.
Well, it will be both ways once they open.
Well, let's hope so.
But right now, the government is working on our version of the vaccine, the digital vaccine passport.
Awesome.
So that's going to be awesome there. Lorraine's got 3 dogs and 3 cats for someone to take care of while she and her daughter Rebecca join us on the cruise.
Eric, I've been watching your vlogs of Iceland, and it really does truly look amazing. I was watching one your latest one where you went to the black sand beaches and the poor seagull. Well, I hope it escaped safe. At one stage, it looked like it had drowned under a wave, and then it appeared. So,
yeah, David, I have the J&J, but yeah, everything in Iceland is so beautiful. Like capturing it. Like actually, I went and got a new phone right before I went. I upgraded to the S21 Ultra because I use my phone a lot. Sometimes I use my camera, but my phone's a lot more discreet. Sometimes I use a GoPro. I went and upgraded phones just because when I saw the difference between the two phones, it's like I want to be able to capture such a beautiful place in the best way I could capture it. And I was like, I'm not going to capture it as well with the S10. So I went and upgraded phones just so I can make sure I bring it to Iceland to capture it.
Dave wants to know what vaccines you had.
He said Johnson & Johnson.
I'm sorry.
Kenny's saying that he can't wait to meet you at the cruise.
Yep, sorry.
Oh, I'm so excited to meet Kenny. I can't wait to sneak up behind Kenny and put that in the vlog. That's going to be awesome.
Isn't that going to be great?
I'm going to give my best forward man here for the vlog. I can't wait for it.
I think
you and I both, right? Together, right next to each other.
We should have like a contest. Everyone's going to get together and do our best forward man here, and we're going to put it on a short.
Absolutely. And then
we all do a taste test together.
Taste test,
we all
right?
do a taste test.
Everybody does a taste test together, and it's on a scale of 1 to 10. This is definitely a 10.
I did hear him give a couple ones though. So
yeah, I've only ever heard him give 1 of 5.
It was horseradish.
Well, that's right. Philip is saying it's easy to just get a tattoo of a big C on your head after the second shot. Yeah, right.
As long as I don't mistake that for something else.
Yep.
I know, right?
And Dave is saying, or C and C if your second head grows.
Yes. Might be still a bit early for any of those sorts of side effects. We'll wait and see.
Now, Eric.
Hey, as long as I can travel by taking it, I'm okay with taking it. I'll take another boost or whatever as long as I can travel.
Hey, hallelujah. That's what we're on it.
Yep, for sure.
Hey, a question. Iceland is in summer right now, right? Or they're going into fall right now, right?
Here, yeah, it's fall. Fall going into winter after.
Yeah, but it's like it's freaking freezing. You were in jackets all the time.
Yeah, it was like 40 degrees, but it's really windy. One of those videos in particular was so windy to where it felt like it was like 20 degrees, but it was like 40, but the wind was bad.
I was loving it where you were at the geysers.
Oh yeah, those were awesome.
Yeah. They look
And
brilliant.
it was wet too. It was wet and windy, so
Did you get that
kind of
sulfur
heavy
smell?
duty. What's that?
Did you get that sulfur smell?
Yeah. The sulfur smells everywhere. Like so, and I'm staying in my room. Like you go wash your hands as soon as you cut on or take a shower. That sulfur smells everywhere. But they say the water is great to drink. I mean, everyone drinks the water in Iceland, even though there's that sulfur smell.
So, how did you manage that blue lagoon, that blue bath? I mean, that was
so relaxing.
That looked gorgeous.
man, but it was freaking freezing.
No, it wasn't. It's thermal. It's warm water.
It's like Dalesford. It's a hot spring.
Yeah, it's a hot
Wow.
spring.
It's warm mineral water.
My favorite parts were the warmest parts. Like there are a couple parts that are like really warm. Like it's supposed to get up to like 105. I think most of it's like 90. Jacuzzi type heat. But a couple spots were really hot. They're like over 100. That was my favorite spots. It was nice to float up there from the bar, have a beer, and a nice warm spot, and just sit back and relax.
Man, I want to tell you, we're just really envious of you because I mean you guys have been trotting all over the place, and we're still, thanks, Gov, we're still locked down, right?
Yeah, it stinks for Australia, but there are a lot of Americans that complain that we can't do all of these things. But it's like we've never really for like 2 months maybe, like during the height of the pandemic, like from March to May, like those were the only 2 months maybe that we were like completely locked down. Because like when you could really go not to Europe, you could still go to Mexico, you could still go to a lot of places like South America, and there are always 3 or 4 countries in Europe that you could always go to.
Very quickly, back in the chat, Cindy is saying can't wait to eat some oysters with Kenny.
Yes.
They got to be fried for me though. I'm not a big oyster person. I'll eat fried oysters.
No, nothing like raw. No,
We got
squeeze of lemon. Yeah.
We got the Uber cruisers come on in. G'day, Ian. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, buddy.
Hi, Sam.
Larry, thank you very much, Larry, for putting that out. This is Eric's channel, folks.
Thanks, Larry.
If you have not come across Eric B and have not seen any of his videos, you definitely want to correct that mistake and go in and check in on Eric's channel. Watch everything he's got because I find it just so educational.
Can I just we love the way your commentary. It you don't ramble. You get to the point and you highlight the important, interesting things.
Thank you.
Do that really well. Really well.
I appreciate it.
So, folks, get there, correct that mistake immediately.
Travel's line. I like that.
Yeah, I like it that way. Hey,
can I ask? Sorry, Eric, I'm asking lots of questions because I'm really interested because it looks really fantastic. Did you? Because these interesting places, did you go on a group tour or was this organised by yourself? And you did. I know you did group tours there, like day trips. Or was it a group tour that you did as a whole with the same people? An organized tour is what I meant.
It depends. The last 2 videos were from like a 14-hour small group tour. I guess you could say it was kind of a big van / small bus kind of tour. It was like 10 to 12 people. I did that last tour, and that's the last 2 videos. It was a 14-hour day, the last video. Now, some of it I did a little bit of traveling on my own. I also did a little bit of traveling. I got together with some people because I stayed in a hostel. I got together with some people on a couple of my travels. So it's been a little mixture of both. I took 2 group tours, though. That one was all day one, the last 2 videos. It was 14 hours. They picked us up at like 7:30 in the morning and dropped us off at like 10 p.m.
Wow.
It's a long day.
It is a long day.
So you went as an individual, sort of booked.
Right.
Sort of booked yourself into a hostel, and then once you were there, you organised your day trips.
Yeah.
Is that how it worked? Yep. Okay.
So Eric Dave is saying you give us true hope. It's honestly great to see people like you out and about. You're almost a pioneer after these shocking times. And he's right. Thank you, mate. Thanks for.
Yeah, and I have some friends that are scared to travel. One of my good friends, she actually lives in Utah, and me and her
Yep.
talked about going to Iceland together. And then after the pandemic happened, didn't want to go anywhere. So it's like she doesn't want to go anywhere. She can't drive, but she likes to travel a lot. But the pandemic kind of spooked her out. And I get it. I respect the pandemic. I had COVID. It was terrible for like 10 days. But at the same time, it's like, you need to be able to do the things that you need to do in your own life, if for no other reason, for your own mental health. You need to do
Yep.
things that you enjoy doing. Traveling is one of those things that I love. Just like I'm in a bowling league, I love bowling. Like I know people that quit bowling during the pandemic. I'm not going to quit because it's something that I love to do.
Yeah. So Lorraine mentioned the word hot springs in the question. Dave is saying he saw a cooking docker where a chef cooked eggs in it. Interesting.
Hot springs.
We've got Nick coming in saying g'day to all of us.
Hey,
Nick,
where's Nick P at? I heard him talk about spaghetti ice. Is he meeting Darian now?
I believe he's down with Darian. But
I thought
Nick,
that was later on.
Yeah, give us a hint where you are right now. I know he had a bit of an issue with his vehicle, so I hope he's able to fix that one up. The Urbers are saying g'day to Dave and Sue. We've got a few people there saying g'day. So Dave's having a chat with the Ubers.
So is the talking pot plant in the corner.
The talking pot plant, is that what you're calling me?
So what was it like staying in a hostel?
I've actually stayed in a few. This one was cool though. I like this one better because this one was a pod hostel. So you had your own private space. It wasn't like you were there in the bunks like I've been in the past in bunks where someone's here and someone's right under you and you watch them sleep and you hear them snore. So it's a sleeping pod. And eventually, because I still got 2 or 3 more videos to put out, I'm either going to put a video out on the hostels or I'm going to put out a video about that specific hostel. I haven't determined how I'm going to do it, but I'm actually going to show the hostel probably in the next week or so. But it's a sleeping pod, so you close it off, and nobody hears anything that's going on in there. You have your own personal light, your own personal chargers, and everything. But it's still a shared space. But nobody's looking at you. You're in there, and it's like you're in your own separate world. I even got in there, put out my laptop and everything, and nobody can see me. It could be 3 a.m, whenever. You got your own personal space. So I really enjoyed that hostel. And I met a lot of great people there from all over the place. And believe it or not, I've stayed in hostels maybe 8 to 10 times. This would be the first time I've ever stayed in a hostel and I didn't meet a person that was from Australia. I've met someone from down under at every hostel I've stayed at.
Yes, us Aussies love to travel, and we do, we crop up in almost every corner of the world.
I think it's because we're in that environment where we're
so far away
from everything that we just want to see the world.
That we make them.
We've got Nick saying that his car won't be fixed for a few weeks, but it's in good hands. Will be done. Just gonna take some time. Hope it wasn't too expensive, mate. Oh, stop right there. Amy is finally home from work.
Okay, can I just say to Amy and Rob, we've got your parcels are packed. We're just waiting for a couple of extra little things to put in there, and they will be on their way from last week's trivia and dress-ups.
Yep.
Eric, how would you describe, 3 words, 3 adjectives to describe the landscape?
I would say majestic is a word that I've heard, and it really describes it well because it takes your breath away. I would say magical as well because when you're looking at it, you really feel like you're in a movie, like you're riding along and you look and you see all these big, pretty green hills and you see sheep on top of the hills. At the beginning of my video, you saw sheep crossing the road. It's like nothing you've ever seen before in person. It's literally the most beautiful place I've been to. And I would have said Prague was probably the most beautiful place. I'd probably have to bump Prague down to number 2 because Iceland's landscape's by far the most beautiful I've seen.
it's sort of an interesting one. You feel like you're sort of, I suppose, in Game of Thrones in a way, that landscape. It's sort of bleak by the look of it. I'm just going by because I haven't been and I'd love to go. Bleak, yet at the same time, beautiful.
They filmed some of Game of Thrones there.
Yeah, and you can understand why when you see it, I suppose. Yeah, bleak but beautiful. That's how I saw it through your videos.
I think when I go back next time, I'm going to take the tour of there's like some small tours that take you to the areas where tourists don't really get to see some of the really, really pretty parts, the ones that are harder to access. You have to pay a little more for it, like, 4x4s to drive because of the terrain and everything. I was looking at one of those on Airbnb experiences. It was like $400, but I think next time I'm taking one of those tours so I could kind of really get to see the hidden gems, the ones that you don't see in a lot of the YouTube videos. Because the ones I went to I was excited to see. These were pretty much all of the ones that everyone goes to see, all the tourist places, and it's just as beautiful in person as ever. But I think I want to see some of the hidden gems next time.
So tell me, did Iceland meet your expectations?
Oh, it went beyond my expectations.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
The only knock on it was the fact that it rained and it was dreary a little more than I wanted it to, and I couldn't get some of the perfect pictures that I wanted to because of the cloud cover. But the cloud cover helped in some aspects too. In some of the pictures, it looked prettier because of the clouds in some ways, but I didn't get a lot of the landscape I wanted to get because of the clouds, because it got to a point where you couldn't see certain things.
So Philip is saying that he's joining the Navy so he can cruise on the new nuclear subs that we're going to get. Just wondering how toilets work on a sub. Mate, they put the stuff in... No, I'll leave that. Rob is saying he would be quite happy in the wilds of Iceland. Open space as far as the eye can see.
There's tons of open space. More animals than people by far.
Oh, really? Like, well, what? Sheep, you've said?
There are more tourists than locals. I mean, Iceland's is very sparsely populated. There's only 350,000 people that live in the entire country.
Oh.
And Reykjavik's 230, the capital.
That looked like a really cute little city, Reykjavik.
Yes, I enjoyed
and those
it.
alleys at night that you took us through and the bars and everything. It looked so pretty.
I loved it. And the concert hall was beautiful. I don't know if you saw the one. The concert hall and in the church.
Yep. Beautiful.
So Philip is saying there's a way of paying off Australia's debt. Maybe the government can do cruising in the old subs. So
it's we've got a little bit of an in-joke here with nuclear submarine business at the moment.
Cindy, yes, the cups, the mugs that you see there are in the Zazzle store. There's a Zazzle store for Helping Hands for cruising and one for the Down Under cruisers. So yes, it's in the store.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get me one of those.
There's going to be shot glasses too.
Now, is there a trick to getting your tongue around the Icelandic language?
There's no trick around it. Either you're going to be studying for years or you're not going to learn it.
Wouldn't even try reading any of those place names. Oh, my goodness.
I posted some stuff one day on Facebook that was like some names of some streets, and I said I want anyone to tell me how to pronounce any of these words correctly, and it was like everyone was laughing like, no, you can't pronounce any of that. Like it was, and when my guide pronounced some of it, I should have recorded him pronouncing these words because I had no idea. Like I just laughed at it all.
Probably nothing like it looks in writing. So is it most people, by the sound of it, would speaking English there?
Yeah, they mostly speak English. Yep. They mostly speak English and Icelandic. Most everybody did.
Mm-hmm.
So
easy to get around.
So Dave is saying to Philip, balcony cabins would be interesting on the subs.
Yes, it would be.
And Nick is saying that you shoot it out in the ocean. Dave is saying, we did the Arctic Circle, loved it, but daylight almost 20 hours per day.
That it's kind of like Iceland if you go during the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad for me. I think it started getting dark around like 9:30. But I didn't go during the middle of the summer. It's the end of August, so.
Yeah. Nick is saying it's just like when he was in the Netherlands. Don't think I could ever understand the Dutch language and how they named their stuff. Actually, I wouldn't have much problem with the Dutch. I mean, I would have some problem, but I wouldn't have much problem because Afrikaans and Dutch are fairly similar. So I would be able to get by. But with the Icelandic, I mean, that's like...
No, I don't think you'd even try.
They have all these 15 and 16 and 17 letter words, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how many of them are silent in the middle?
I have no idea. I just have no idea how to pronounce most of those words.
Let me just see. Dave just made a comment there. Just about slept in the wardrobe to get some darkness. How from your experience with traveling around, how easy was it to get around Iceland?
It was pretty easy as far as, because Reykjavik's a compact city, so when I got in, pretty much asked where the city center was, and I kind of already studied where it was before I left. I knew the hostel I was staying on was actually on the exact same road where the most of the city center was. It's probably about like a 25-minute walk, so it was easy for me to get around to that standpoint. There was a mall I walked to. I had another situation. I don't know if I'm going to publish the video or not, but with British Airways, forgot my bags, and I had to wait 2 days for my bags. So I had to go to the mall and go find some clothes, and it was just a nightmare trying to find clothes there, and the prices were ridiculous. That was a short walk, so I think navigating it was pretty easy. And as far as the Golden Circle and all the tourist things, I pretty much did tours for all of that. So I would have liked to rent a car, but when you go individually and you only know how to drive an automatic, rental cars are just so expensive.
I was going to ask you about, because you're talking about cars and renting there. I was going to ask you how much electric vehicles do they have there? Are they focused on electric vehicles, or are they?
Yes, I saw a lot more electric vehicles and a lot more places to plug your vehicles in than what you see in the U.S. Like, it's not even close. Like in the U.S., sometimes it's hard to find places if you have an electric vehicle. There, like literally everywhere, there's somewhere to plug in. And if you go to a gas station, there are gas pumps and there are places to plug your car in as well.
Now that makes sense.
Actually, I think that part of the world is far more advanced in those sorts of things. Like I know Scandinavia too is very...
It makes sense, but in the U.S., though, they have gas stations. They don't have places to plug your car in.
We got some new people on board. G'day,
Betsy and Mark.
Betsy, happy 21st.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, it was her 21st birthday yesterday.
Like your hat you wore.
Yeah, I know. Awesome. Yeah. It was a rather creative thing from me, to be quite honest with you. It took me ages to think about it. Nick is asking, did you get anything for your baggage delay?
I filled out the form for British Airways. I'm still waiting for them to reimburse me for clothes that I bought. I had to buy socks and a couple undershirts and underwear, but I'm still waiting for them to reimburse me. They told me that once I get everything filled out, it was going to be a few weeks. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a little over 2 weeks. Well, I'd say I filled it out 2 weeks ago today. It was 2 weeks ago. So they said give it 2 to 3 weeks and they're going to reimburse me, but I haven't gotten anything yet.
Did you have travel insurance?
Yes, I did.
Another question from Dave is how stringent do they police the wearing of masks on the flights, and were any passenger issues in that regard?
No, they do police the wearing of masks, but I feel like on this flight, it was a lot looser than it was in the past. because in the past, it's like I said, it's like probably the sixth time I've flown since the pandemic. All the other times, like they would make so many announcements. You have to wear your mask no matter what. Even if you go to sleep, wear your mask. And they'd go around tapping people if it was like right here or something. I didn't really see any of that this time. They did make the announcements periodically that you have to wear your mask. And if you fall asleep, don't pull it below. Make sure you have your mask above your nose because we don't want to wake you up. They periodically made that announcement, but I didn't feel like they were enforcing it as hard.
Mm. Nick is saying electric car plug-ins are coming around a lot more in the US, but not really widespread. Dave is agreeing with you. Good old British Airways. They're still looking for about 8 of their planes they've lost. Yeah, I think you'll find them in. No, I won't go down that path.
Was the plane full?
The British Airways flight was about 2/3 full. They were actually leaving the middle seat open. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I was sitting in business class, and the middle seat was open all the way in business class. But I would probably say most of the other ones were 2/3 full. I don't think any of them were completely full. And that was my first business class. So I think with the American, when I took the business class, I was separated from the rest of the plane. So I can't judge what was in economy because I didn't see what was back there.
So you flew American from the US to London and then BA to Iceland. Is that right?
Correct. Because American doesn't fly to Iceland, but you can book them and they'll British Airways will fly on their behalf to Iceland.
Code share. Yep. Mm-hmm. So once you fly business class, you can't go back, Eric.
I know, right? I mean, I use points though. I probably would never pay the cash amount. Like the cash amount is so expensive for business or first class, but it was easy for me to do that with using miles.
It's a nice feeling.
So Dave's asking, where's your next trip?
My next planned trip is January to Disney, but there could be a spontaneous trip in between.
Ooh.
To which Disney?
My next planned trip.
The world. When you say Disney, which one? Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World in Orlando.
So Philip is saying, do you want to know why they changed BOAC name? Because it stood for Blast Off and Crash. No, we would have thought it stood for better on a camel.
Oh, gosh.
Larry's asking, how was business class?
Oh, it was fantastic. If you watch that video, that travel vlog day, it was great. Like just laying back, full lay flat seats. American had the full lay flat seats. It was amazing. The food was really good. British didn't have the lay flat seats, but it was still nice. I didn't have anyone next to me. I still got served breakfast. It went really well. And on the American Eagle flight, I flew out of home. I got to sit in the first seat with no one next to me. The whole experience was great. I really enjoyed the lounge. The lounge was great. Just didn't get a lot of time there, but the Admiral's Lounge was great too.
Awesome. Nick, remember our favorite Germany-loving guy's birthday is tomorrow, the 19th. It's going to be interesting to meet him in person.
It's my brother's birthday tomorrow too.
Oh, so Nick's cheating. He got spaghetti ice early before he met Darian because he said he was eating spaghetti ice. He got it early.
Yeah,
you can't get spaghetti ice before. You're supposed to try it for the first time with Darian.
Correct.
We've been waiting to we've got a place not quite near us, but an ice cream shop in Melbourne that does spaghetti ice, and we've been planning a taste test, and we've not been able to get there because of lockdown. So we're still waiting.
It was as relaxing as it looked, Larry. It was that relaxing. I loved it.
How long? What's the flight time from London to Iceland?
Oh, it was only like 2 hours, hour and 55 minutes maybe.
Dave's saying he has to head off now. Great show as always. And Eric, thank you for giving us hope for the future.
Hey, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Lorraine's asking to go into your bag for
Disney's awesome.
Larry, his bucket list is to fly in business class. Larry, bucket list
get them points, Larry.
No, business.
Larry, you got to do credit. You got to do credit card points, Larry. Get those credit card points. And literally, that was just my sign-up bonus I used to pay for it. So
I've done business class, and I've paid for it myself because I wanted to treat myself on several occasions and on Singapore Airlines. And I tell you what, you get spoiled. Wow.
Yeah, Singapore Airlines. Singapore is very high on my bucket list.
It's one of my favorite places, Eric. I'm dying to take Sean there one day.
What did Nick say right there?
So he said, as long as things go to plan, he should be meeting you next February.
Yeah, right at Mardi Gras. That would be great.
Hey, but you know what? How we can fix this? We can actually get him to meet you in person on the Horizon, on the group cruise. I'm just saying.
But that's way after February, though.
Yeah, but it's going to be 7 days with Eric.
True.
You know, not just 5 seconds.
And if Nick doesn't want to go on the cruise, he could at least come to Miami and like meet us all there or something.
Well, that's right. Well, having said that, time is traveling. So let's have a look at a video I've got, which is Kenny's favorite song. And it's also what we're on about with Helping Hands for Cruising.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dreams a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
Oh, my goodness, that is so awesome.
Oh, love it.
Awesome.
We want to thank FatMat Productions for creating that piece of music.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry, for dropping
and-
FatMat's link too.
And Larry, yes, thanks for
You haven't caught up
dropping the
with
link.
FatMat.
We'll get there.
What he's up to?
The Helping Hands is just one of those things that we're just so excited about bringing up on board. So awesome. Okay, now Larry is saying it's his bucket list to fly in business class. He then went on to say
And Singapore as well.
it was his hang on. Where is that? It's also his bucket list to go in to go to Singapore. Larry, everywhere is Larry's bucket list. I mean, even going down to the local store is on his bucket list. I mean, Philip is even agreeing that Caulfield Station, which is like
That's our
10 minutes away from us,
train station.
is on his bucket list too. Yeah, so anywhere is on the bucket list.
G'day, V, by the way. Hi, V.
We've got
Nice to see you.
Nick is saying that he'll be in Miami in February, so that's why he said he's going to catch up with you.
Everyone's liking the music.
Yeah, Cindy's having a good old dance.
I can't help it. It is a good one.
G'day V.
G'day, V.
Sorry, Biday V. Get that right. There's FatMat's link. So, folks, go in there and have a look at FatMat. And we really want to thank him for putting that together. Let me see. Yeah, Beach Please are saying nice.
She's nice.
It is nice. V. Hi, Sean, Eric, Lorraine, and all you beautiful people. What about Ilana? V, what about Ilana? She's gorgeous.
Don't.
Oh my gosh.
Don't make her feel bad.
Why not? Nick, I've plans to be at Mardi Gras in New Orleans next year for 4 days. Fingers crossed, I meet all my Louisiana friends. Another cross-country Amtrak trip, fly from MSP to Miami and then rest on the train. Now, where's MSP?
Is that Mississippi?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
MIA.
Minneapolis.
MIA is missing in action.
It's the
Miami.
airport. It's the airport initials, MSP.
Yeah. Yep. But in Nick's case, MIA is missing in action. They're saying good day to Larry and Ananda. Okay, just a couple of people saying good day to each other.
Eric, you said Iceland was very expensive.
It is. It's very expensive. Actually, I found that the grocery store wasn't that bad. Like, I went to the grocery store. I did the video on the grocery store. And as soon as I went back and looked at the prices, it wasn't that bad. But, like, if you go in the mall and places, like, it's really expensive. Like, literally. Like I bought a pair of socks. It was like four different pairs of socks. It was like $20. Underwear was like $20 for a pair. Like 3 pairs of underwear. Like, clothing is really expensive.
With that $20 American for say a pack of 4 pairs of socks. What would that be in Aussie dollars?
You're thinking more like $10 in American. It's like double.
It's about $30.
Okay,
35.
yeah. That's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like double what we would pay in America for it.
Yep.
Larry is asking you any updates on Seattle.
I keep pushing it back. Still plan on going. My plan was to go this summer, but it didn't happen. So I'm thinking I may push it back to next summer. I want to go during the summer.
Thanks,
you
Mum,
want to
by the
go
way.
there as a visit, or you want to go there?
I'm looking to move that area.
Yeah.
But
Why
I
Seattle?
keep pushing it back. Well, I was going to move there before COVID. I love that area. I was going to move there before COVID, and then COVID kind of screwed that up. I had job offers and everything, but then COVID kind of screwed all of that up.
Like everything else, right?
But for me, I've been in Louisiana my whole life. I do a lot of travel, but I've lived in the same place all my life. I'm kind of ready to kind of start moving around a little bit.
Well, Eric, I know there's a nice little place down the south. There's an island like about 6,000 miles away from you. Little place down in the south there.
You might have heard of it before.
You might have heard of it before.
It's on your bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that easy to switch countries, though.
Not right now, but I mean, maybe in a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. I'll shut up. Larry is saying that he can get 10 pairs of socks from Walmart for under $20.
Yeah, and I'm talking 4 pairs for $20.
Yeah, well, when you had no choice, that's what you had to do.
So, Eric, you're going to rush back there to Iceland?
I do plan on going back a couple days. My next time because I really want to go back to Europe in June. If I go, I might sneak in a couple days then, possibly.
A couple of days, or is there anything important that you think you missed out of in Iceland? Because I mean, you spent a week there, right?
There's a lot of things that I left on the table that I didn't do that I wish I would have done maybe for next time, like a whale watching tour. There was a couple waterfalls I wanted to see, and like I was saying earlier, I really want to do a hidden gems type thing, like an experience where I could go see the northern part of Iceland where a lot of tourists don't go, and the far eastern part where a lot of tourists don't go, because there's a lot of beautiful areas out there. Plus, I didn't get to see the puffins because the puffins had just left, so I really want to see puffins next time.
Okay, so here's a question I got for you. Who's actually going to Iceland at the moment? Who's actually touring and traveling?
There are a lot of Americans there. I mean, I met a lot of Americans. I met a lot of Europeans too. I think in the hostel, I met people from Germany, met some people from Poland, Ukraine, and I met some people from the UK, and I met some Americans, someone from D.C., Tennessee, met people from Vermont, New Hampshire.
Mhm.
There are a lot of Americans.
Because speaking of puffins, did I see puffins on a menu?
Yeah, sadly, they
Salt
do
puffin?
cook them. And I hear they really shouldn't because they're kind of becoming an endangered species.
So V is asking you, do you bring back souvenirs, or is the trip enough?
I usually bring back small souvenirs, nothing too major. Usually I'll get a shirt. I always get freezer magnets. I have so many freezer magnets now.
Yeah.
So does your freezer actually need to have an edge around the side, or does the magnet do the job?
Now, I think at this point, I think I'm about to switch to the other door because the one door is almost completely full.
So, summing up, if you had to put a scale of 1 to 10,
Let's do a Kenny. Let's
let's
do
do
a
a
review.
Kenny. Iceland.
Iceland's definitely a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Amazing.
But one thing I would say about Iceland, Iceland is the most beautiful place I've been to by far. It's not really, I would say it's not the type of place for everyone because I was talking to my sister about it. My sister loves to travel too. I don't really think it would be somewhere she would really want to go to because she's not someone that appreciates the outdoors as much per se. You know, she likes to see the culture and go shopping and things like that, which you can go shopping and do all of this. But if you don't really appreciate nature as much, you may not appreciate Iceland as much. Iceland's very nature heavy.
You know what? You like Iceland, and I'll tell you, as much as you like Iceland, you would enjoy New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand seems like it would be a really good place.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's very similar. Very quickly from Mum. Well, it's lunchtime for the old man again, so I wish everyone a safe and happy week ahead, and maybe we'll get to see you one day. See you, Mum.
Bye.
I love my mum.
Yes, she's a good one.
People saying goodbye. Philip, just saw a video of the Australian 10-kilogram gold coin. Cost $750,000 to buy. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Yeah, the gold.
I'll have
10
6.
kilos.
I haven't seen that.
I'll have 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is Aussie dollars after all, right? You could,
You need a very big wallet to carry it in.
I know, right?
Eric, before we shut down the link, any last words for the general community about Iceland and so forth?
Oh, Iceland's a very beautiful place. If you're considering going to Iceland, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it may not be the trip for everyone because if you're the type of person you don't love nature and you don't love to get out and you get wet with the waterfalls and everything, it may not be for you. But if you just enjoy beauty in general, just beautiful landscape, something that's completely different than anything you're going to find anywhere else, Iceland is definitely the place for you. It comes highly recommended by me.
And
That's
that
good enough
has
for
everything
us.
to say,
We'll-
right? Now, Eric, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, but I'm going to ask you to hang around and stay put. And we can have a bit of a chat afterwards. Folks, thank you for coming aboard and joining us. We wish you all a fantastic week.
And we'll say thank you to Eric for joining us.
Yes, we want to thank
Appreciate hearing
Eric.
about your lovely trip.
Also, just to let people know, on Wednesday evening, our Wednesday evening, your Wednesday morning, those across the pond, we will be running 2 live streams. One live stream will be the Down Under Cruises starting at 8 p.m. our time, 6 a.m. Eastern your time. The second will be Helping Hands for Cruising. We're starting at 9 p.m. our time, which is 7 a.m. Eastern. We've got a special guest coming up on that particular live stream, and it'll be the inaugural Helping Hands for Cruising live stream. So please don't miss out. Come and have a look. Check us out, and have an awesome week, folks.
Awesome week. We've got a special treat, hopefully looking forward to next week, crossing fingers that it works and all goes well.
Absolutely.
We're
Have a good
excited about next
day.
week. Have a good week. Thank you, Eric.
Bye.
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 all.
Bye.